Hey, did you see this one, Bharat, from Andy Duran, who nominates Jos Buttler seen on camera picking his nose while waiting to bat? Oh, God, that was gross.
I actually missed it. Was it a one finger? Was it like a two finger? Was it
Oh,
digging for gold? Which one was
it
it?
was it was a thumb dig, and it was
Oh,
really gross.
that's not good.
Disgusting.
That's not good. Ugh.
Hello, and welcome to the good, the bad, and the ridiculous from day 4 of what is turning out to be a cracker of a test. Bharat Sundersaran is here to join me and go through your nominations. I'm going to rip through them. We've had so many today. And there's a few I want to bring up here, Bharat, together because they're on the same theme of course, declaration speculation. Messi Jez nominates as ridiculous that Ashwin actually tried to get Jimmy out. New ranking of disturbing is the fact that I actually agreed with Shane Warne on this. Potato nominated England approach to batting and delaying declaration with no big intent to score is very bad. It was very boring, actually. And Gareth Perry nominates as ridiculous. People forgetting that India chased down an improbable target just 2 weeks to win at the Gabba when talking about setting up declarations. What did you make of all of that?
If I was a test captain ever, Mel, I would love declaration days because the camera is always on you. You can just delay it for as long as you want to, because they'll keep showing you on camera and try to figure out what's happening in your head while I'm thinking about, what am I going to say on Mel's show tonight? But all the commentators are guessing is like, this has to be it. And like, did you see Joe Root played beautifully? He just took Chris Silverwood along to the bathroom, I think, and they had like a little chat in the bathroom. I don't know which one wanted to pee. I think it was just Joe Root, and they just came back out and sat quietly. That's the best
Yeah.
part about declaration days. You can just play mind games with the commentators and be narcissistic at the same time.
I think that was fabulous. There was one point I think where he threw a cup away, and it was brilliant trolling by him. It's one of my favorite things about Test cricket is the fact that you know it will come, and that you can either really, really disagree vehemently with Shane Warne or disagree with him because you know he's going to have an opinion on it. Nothing gets his blood up quite like a declaration situation. Look, none of us are there, are we? None of us are out on the pitch. We could all have our opinions, and the thing is, no one will really know whether it was the right decision or the wrong decision, or whether India should have just let England bat or not. We won't know until the close of play tomorrow. Uh, who knows? I can't say. Pitch looks like it's doing plenty. They've already got one wicket. He's going to look like a genius if it works.
Absolutely. And it's one part where I would never want to be a commentator, especially an ex-cricketer turned commentator, because you all know why they're doing it. You all know what's happening. You've all been in that position, but you still have to pretend and sound annoyed that they're not declaring. Unless you're Shane Warne, of course.
Yeah. Anurag nominates ridiculous roots batting regardless of the broken pitch, looks head and shoulders above everyone. It does look, talking about maybe Jofra Archer looking like he was bowling on a different pitch, and it is a bit of a cliche, but Joe Root, it's not that it looks like he's batting on a different pitch. It just looks like he's so in control of his own game at the moment, and he's so assured of what he's doing, whether he's going back, whether he's going forward. It seems to be so definite in all of his plans. And it's coming from a place of great confidence. I'm really excited to see what he's going to do for the rest of this series because it's been pretty spectacular to watch so far.
Rest of the year, if you ask
Yeah.
me, like all this talk of top four, Fab Four, I think right now he sits at the top one. Maybe top two. Kane Williamson is right up there because Virat Kohli and Steve Smith have not looked at their best in the last few months of Test cricket. So, I mean, Virat Kohli is just playing his second Test, but he's just, like you said, he's batting on a different plane. With Joe Root, it's always been confidence, right? We've seen him in the nets as well. On his face, you can see when he goes, "No, Joseph, no, Joseph."
Come
He sounds,
on,
"Come
Joe.
on, Joe."
Come
It
on,
looks like,
Joe.
and he's also one of those guys who's still a kid at heart. In the nets, he'll always practice while he's shadow practicing. He'll always go. I always find that very endearing about him. So it's all about confidence with him, and you can see he's just this is the most confident I've seen Joe Root bat ever. I really think so, especially away from home. So not just this series, but England against India at home, and then the Ashes. So bring on Joe Root.
And if he's part of the Fab Four, he's definitely Paul McCartney. He's absolutely Paul McCartney.
I wonder who Ringo Starr is.
No, he's not Ringo
Steve
Starr.
Smith.
Steve
Smith has to be Ringo Starr. Yeah.
Yes.
Steve Smith has to be Ringo Starr.
Sankalp Kulkarni nominates good. Ishant Sharma getting to his 300 wickets with a beauty. You've watched him for a long time, Bharat. You must have been happy with that.
Yeah, and I'm just so happy that he shed his ambitions of growing his hair. Yeah, he never reached the heights of hair growing. But I was reminded of an interview I did with ML in 2011 in the Caribbean when he was still 22. Amazing, and he actually confessed. Very few international cricketers say all these things, that he'd ruined his action by trying to copy Zahir Khan's action. And he said that my bowling's gone astray because I tried to do everything that Zahir Khan was doing, trying to swing the ball late and all that. And he said, finally, like, I've realized I can't do that. He's at a different level. 10 years on, he becomes the third Indian to go past 300 test wickets. And the last one to do it was Zahir Khan. And looks like Ishant might go past Zahir Khan. Like he said in that post-match interview, it's been a roller coaster ride. And it's been a fun ride watching him in the last few years, especially where I think he's been the most criticized Indian cricketer in a long time, but he's overcome all that. And here he is on the cusp of going past Zahir.
Yeah, that's a pretty impressive thing, if a pretty impressive title to hold as the most criticised Indian cricketer, because there are plenty of them who got plenty of it. Congratulations, Ishant, on this title, most criticised Indian player. Abijato Sensama nominates ridiculous the 104 years it took for a spinner to get a wicket off the first ball of an innings again. How great is that to see a more than centuries old record stat tumble? I'm all for that one. He bowled brilliantly, but look, I just have a little bit of a bone to pick with all of our viewers, because there were so many nominations for Ashwin and the way Ashwin bowled, and they're all completely deserved. But not one of you, I could see, gave any mention to Jack Leach. So look, while praising Ashwin, very much deserved, to see the way Jack Leach came back from that monstering by Rishabh Pant. And he didn't really bowl that badly. He was just up against Pant doing Pantness. And he's obviously a really tough guy, came back mentally strong. And that was a peach of a delivery. You don't think you see Rohit Sharma being bowled by spinners like that too often.
Actually, Rohit Sharma gets bowled by spinners like that very often.
Left arm.
Especially Rangana Herath, he has never picked Rangana Herath, so but he's not the only right-hander who struggled against Rangana Herath. But about that record to start with, I'm surprised all those guys, the George Lohman and Colin Blythe and Briggs, and all of them who averaged 2 with the ball after every county season, or averaged, I think, some 8 or 7 in Test cricket, taking 180 wickets or so. I can't believe none of them took a wicket with the first ball. Or maybe nobody recorded it. We've only got brief scores mostly, and some random scorecards and some Neville Cardis reports. So anyway, someday we'll talk about Neville Cardis and my views on him. But I'm surprised. I think it shocked me when I heard that. And Jack Leach, I'm going to call him Jack Pattabhiraman Leach, because he's got such a South Indian face. I just realized it today, especially when he was bowling from the Pattabhiraman end. So if I'm sure there has been a spinner called Pattabhiraman at some point, he would have been very proud of the delivery. It was a very Indian spinner dismissal. I'm sure Murali Karthik would have loved it. So yeah, I think even though Ashwin took 6 wickets, Jack Leach bowled the best ball of the day from a spinner.
And who knows, maybe we'll be calling Dom Bess Dom Anna Pavilion Bess in the future.
Dom Anna, there you go.
Nakul Pandey nominates Nitin Menon is a properly good umpire. Can we ink him in? Maris Erasmus even, and Michael Goff for the World Test Championship final. I don't know who's going to be in that World Test Championship final playing as well as umpiring. But we've been talking about how good the umpires are. And another thing that struck me today, I really love just how no nonsense and brisk the whole DRS system is. It's so good. And there have been times when there have been some delays with the TV production part of it, and that's unavoidable. That's not to do with the umpires, but generally it's just been like this, yeah, blah, whatever, straight in. All in all, I think this is overall one of the best umpiring performances, just all round, that I've seen in ages.
It's been superb. And actually, I wonder, like, if India do make it to the World Test Championship finals, considering the teams have had only home umpires in the last 18 months or so, wouldn't they want to travel with a home umpire for the World Championship final? That would be fair. I mean, they've not had neutral umpires for more than half of this championship. So, well, it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, it's so good to hear about an Indian umpire being spoken about so well. I'm totally in agreement with Nakul, not just in terms of how good the two have been in their decision making, but just the presence they've had. They've imposed themselves. Even towards the end today, I saw Jofra Archer was asking for a couple of drinks, and Nitin Menon chased the substitutes away. So it's really good to see. And Shamsuddin is now my favorite third umpire. We spoke about it yesterday, but the way he conducts this DRS stuff is beautiful. And then the way he goes back to the umpire, okay, you're on screen again, give him out.
Yeah, I love it.
I love it.
Absolutely love it.
We should just have Shamsuddin as a third umpire for DRS games everywhere around the world from now on.
Yeah, fat chance of it happening though if India makes the World Test Championship final. Vasant Upendra, I hope I said that right, nominates ridiculously good. India has made teams believe 400 plus score isn't enough on day 5 turning track. Well done, India. I mean, you know, there was lots of criticism of the pitch early on and it being flat and everything else, but the way that this game has started, you know, at a kind of sedate pace, and it's just picked up pace like a snowball rolling down a hill, to now here we are, goodness knows what's happening on the last day. As you can tell, I'm all excited again. This has made me so excited about watching Test cricket, because here we are, completely different conditions to Australia, and you have to respect that it is going to be that. But India have shown what they're able to do, and their self-belief, and maybe that played a part in Root's decision making today as well. The fact that he is paying respect but also confident in his own bowlers to be able to get the 9 remaining wickets. There's only 9 remaining. I just think that's absolutely brilliant.
It is. And I guess we've heard and spoken about that 2001 Kolkata Test match so much as being the one that dissuades captains from enforcing the follow-on. Maybe what we've seen, in not just from India, but in the last maybe 18, 24 months with Kusal Pereira, Ben Stokes, and of course, Gabba, Kyle Myers yesterday.
Kyle Myers, exactly.
Yeah, and South Africa came close from what I saw today. Of course, Pakistan rolled them over eventually, but so teams are going for it. And Ishant Sharma said it in the post-match stuff as well, that we are going for the target. We have a lot of positive batsmen. So the attitudes are changing, which is good, I guess. And I understand, like, England with 2 inexperienced spinners, and they've seen how Rishabh Pant went after them in the first innings. I'm not surprised that they were slightly cagey about not giving India a sniff, like 370 or 360. Who knows? They like, you know, you bring India into the game. So I understand England being conservative for a change. And who knows? Like, yeah, maybe we've seen the last of declarations, Mel. That actually makes me sad.
No, we can't see the last of declarations, but we can, as long as there's still declaration speculation.
Yeah.
Samba Shiva nominates Washi's effort today. He believed in himself and the tale to deliver exceptional character, technique, and resolve from the 21-year-old. And I also love the fact that I think it's becoming a Washi thing that he plays at least 1 6 in every innings. That blows everyone's mind. Jimmy Anderson, come at me, bro. It's amazing.
Exactly. He hooked Pat Cummins for 6, the best fast bowler in the world right now. Hits Jimmy Anderson for 6, best swing and seam bowler, one of the most successful fast bowler of this generation. And I've been saying it, future Test captain for me. Just the way he's settled into Test cricket without having played first-class cricket for so long. Just the composure, just the way he is, right in the middle. When I watched Ashwin and him walk out, for me it was the perfect Anna Thambi combination. Anna Thambi basically means elder brother, younger brother combination. Just the way they walked out, Ashwin's like, you know, laying down the law to him. Washington Sundar just looked at him and like went back to doing what he was doing, and whatever he's doing it so well that, yeah, we spoke about how will you leave him out yesterday. I'm I'm sticking my neck out again. 6 years from now, Washington Sundar, watch my words. This is where it happened. This is where you heard it first. Washington Sundar, Test captain.
And Rahul Sompora nominates as ridiculous watching Virat Kohli padded up as a night watchman. To see him there at the end, all eager, ready to go. He actually went out into the middle and started doing a bit of shadow batting. I hope he didn't scuff up the crease. Just saying. Let's not talk about it. Yeah, I mean, personally, I'm against night watchmen as a general rule, but I'm all for seeing Virat Kohli out there as night watchman.
Yeah, I think he'd make a good night watchman, wouldn't he?
Be off the ball, protect the established batter.
Cheteshwar Pujara, yeah. I mean, if Virat Kohli had walked out today, I think all of India would have wanted him to take the strike and protect Cheteshwar Pujara, because still, I think Pujara is the most important batsman for India tomorrow. Nobody can deny that fact. But yeah, he did walk out towards the end, want to do some knocking. He doesn't have the greatest of fourth innings record, so it'll be interesting to see what he pulls off tomorrow.
It certainly will. I can't wait. I hope you're all as excited as we are. Bharat, what was your goodest thing for the day?
I think it has to be Ishant Sharma getting his 300th wicket, and also the lovey-doveyness between him and Jasprit Bumrah. They can't keep their hands off each other. Have you noticed, like the last few days, whenever they walk off, like Bumrah has his hand around his hip and Ishant has his hand around his shoulder, like Jasprit's shoulder. It's so much love, and two leaders of the bowling attack, and Ishant Sharma is just 32. We keep hearing about, oh, Nathan Lyon can go past Shane Warne, but I think Ishant Sharma can go past Kapil Dev.
And maybe Ishant Sharma was just actually sacking Ashwin for his bad massaging expertise that we saw the previous day, and he's got Jasprit in magic hands. What was your baddest thing for the day?
Baddest thing. You should never be caught on camera picking your nose, unfortunately. It's something that
Gross.
I'll be honest. I've been wanting to itch. Like there's been this itch. I want to scratch my nose, but I can't do it after all that we've seen and spoken about. So just for that, Jos Buttler, because you've been made me sit here with an itchy nose. Yeah, getting
Just
caught on
don't.
camera. That too.
Camera's always on you. Gross.
Thumb up.
And what was the ridiculousest thing for the day?
Oof, that's a tough call for today. I'm going to let you pick it, Mel. I can't get my head around one in particular.
In that case, I am absolutely giving it to the glorious thing that is declaration speculation, one of the most ridiculous things that exists in cricket. Gives us all a chance to you know what, on Shane Warne if we want to, or not if we don't. But it is one of the greatest things about cricket in all its ridiculousness. So that is my decision for today. Thanks, Bharat. Thanks, everyone. What a great day we're set up for tomorrow. So make sure you get your nominations ready. Come back and join us, and we'll see you tomorrow.